Like it or not, that's it. Thank you very much, Rex, as well, Brigida. Now we're giving it over with Nice as well as Mirko.
Thank you so much, panel, for breaking it down for us. Welcome to the English desk. I'm Nice, and this is Mirko. Bringing you the action between RRQ and Vamos ahead of us in this best of three. It's a jam-packed here in the convention center right now. Mirko, what are we feeling about the draft so far? You called something here.
Yeah, we called the Ling here on the desk. It's something that RRQ really like to go for, and MPL Indonesia as well in the playoffs. That Ling, it always comes in the end, especially when you've already banned out the Hilda and there's no pick on the jungle in the first phase. That's something that RRQ really like to rely on, and it seems like they're going to rely on Sutsujin again. We'll see if he can pull it off. Again, the Kingdom up against the hometown villains. We jump into the land of Dawn. It's game number one, fighting to stay in that upper bracket. As we get through this, once again, we're going to take a look at how this is going to work. Zare. Whoa, Zorn. Whoa. Forced a flicker. Early.
Yeah, that's so early. I mean, not expecting him to take that many shots from the turret early on. He's going to have to go and reset from that, of course. Whoa, hold on. Whoa. Zorn, you want to get back to base, man. Okay. He's going to learn his lesson here, unless Idok.
Wow.
Really delaying this, man.
You know what's not delayed, though? That's the M6 pass.
Yeah,
you guys can still get to this day. Maybe if you get it today, it's a bit delayed, but you guys can still get it. There's so many more skins you can get. Purifier Rins! Able to lock them up. Move the flicker forward. Gets first blood. Warlord, though, should be traded down, and it's Idok who trades it for RRQ.
Again, good trade here early on, and yes, make sure you guys get the pass while you can. Level 75 for free. Now, looking at this, I really want to talk about the interesting draft that came through. I know you called a couple things here, Mirko, specifically for RRQ Hoshi. You know them very well, but that's the thing. You know, that last pick, Ling, typically, what have we seen mostly? Just, is it always the Ling-Angela combo?
Yep.
For the most part, but this time around, you know, you've got the fact that you have Idok on this Ruby who, like Trex mentioned, worked out really good for them earlier on when they played it into the Cho. It's a great disruptor and able to just be enough crowd control alone in the Ruby that can slow things down or even cause these fights to not go in favor just because of that disruption.
Yeah, exactly. I think, you know, when it comes to the Angela Ling, it makes it way more one-dimensional, right? You know who the real damage dealer is. It really becomes a kind of hyper-carry situation with the Ling. But what RRQ really likes to do in the regular season all the way to the playoffs is the fact that they can play for many carries. They can play for Rins, they can also play for, obviously, the Ling, and they still have Skylar, who becomes the backup in the later stage of the game on the Granger, or whatever pick he gets. This time it is, indeed, the Granger. And for RRQ, the neutral objective isn't really the main win condition. They can give it away. They can just farm up, wait for Sutsujin to get to their item power spikes, and the fact that Vamos isn't going for the neutral objective means that right now RRQ are actually playing it really chill. Vamos need to get that early lead to shut down whatever RRQ is planning.
All right, now, too, a little bit of poking happening here for this first turtle. It's going to be started up. There's the jump in, though.
AOG from Dyron over to Chibi. Sutsujin popping attempts to blade, and Chibi wins it. Severed soul already. Sutsujin picks up the kill. Rins picks him up. Two Warlord to be caught on the bad spot. Edok walking forward, forcing the Crimson Beacon defensively. And RRQ will still continue the chase in the bottom lane. Sword very low. Dyron almost getting it. Sutsujin wants to get this assassination, but will just choose to go for the camps in the jungle.
Very disciplined, I'd say. You know, they get a couple kills. Yeah, you exactly called that out. You give up some of that objective, but you get the kills and you kind of build up this. Again, it's the small wins that build up that gold lead that we see often. And, you know, we also just took a look at Calra's Ranger previously. If you caught that matchup against Fnatic, Onyx versus SRG, you know, Skylar, same thing. The Granger in the gold lane, it could have been flex. You know, we have seen it flex in the jungle a couple times, but in the gold lane is where I feel like it can really shine, depending on the matchup, depending on how the rest of the game goes. And this potential with your roamers. Okay, Zorn taking a couple shots again. He's going to get dragged around here, but he should be fine to get away unless they actually decide to go. So Unbreakable is going to be charged up by Dyron, but still, it's RRQ Hoshi taking their time, slowing things down. Honestly, if we look at the Swiss stage, that's where teams had a falter. You know, it was when they got a little overzealous or they weren't disciplined enough. I mean, we even saw the preview of that in just the match with RSG before with CFU Gaming. The discipline is so important for these teams to have success throughout the M6.
It really is. I think right now it's all about control in the early game too, right? We've seen that most teams who have to control in the early game just snowball out of control. Edok, great G Kundo on the way to Dragon. Off-centered a bit. Chibi gonna be able to lock him down. Edok still able to get the Donald Wolf King in. Nets very low. Wow. I'm surprised Edok got away from that.
The sliver of health, man, just barely escaping. And we've seen this before. You know, he didn't even have the flicker available. He's going to get it now. So surprised that, yeah, that kill wasn't capitalized on. Turtle's going to be up here, though. Could be the choice of Team Vamos to get in position, set things up to get their favor. You can already see it happen here, too. Even with that, you know, that Way of the Dragon isn't available just yet. So maybe when Zorn does have that, they might try to make a play for this and try to get the 2 out of 2 for the Turtles. But right now, it's just kind of zoned out by RRQ. Warlord given the information, and Zorn is just around the corner. Smooth, too, might look for his own window to go in.
Way the Dragon over to Edok. That's going to be the knock-up from Warlord. Chibi walks up, gets stunned up. Chibi still wins out the retreat battle. They're trying to run away, but Skylar guns him down. Tempest ablaze from Sutsujin. The Detonata over to Zorn, but he's still able to escape. Smooth in that bush, looking for more.
Oh, Smooth. He's going 1 versus 3-4 here. He does get away, though. Just barely, again, utilizing the ultimate to get out of that dodge system, because I'm telling you, man, it's not looking good for the team fight potential when Team Vamos doesn't have the tools in the right place. They got all the tools they need, but the timing of it is not in their favor. Tyrant goes in with an unbreakable pull in. No escape this time. Smooth goes down.
Good pickoff from RQ Hoshi. Don't think Sky Piercer early. Is that his first item? That's Skylar's second item, ladies and gentlemen. Very confident on the Granger. Second item, Sky Piercer knows he'll probably get most of the kills, and so far he's gotten 2 out of the 5 kills for RRQ. Edok opening up things again for the team. The only thing that hasn't gone RRQ's way are the retries.
Yeah, they haven't. I mean, they can just duke things out. They can just battle. They can just go and fight if they want to. Again, you know, the fact that they have a Ling on their side. Later on, they can put pressure around the map, but I think it's just one of those cases where we've seen this from teams before, where you give up. Maybe you don't secure yourself those first couple hurdles, but that first Lord is where this lead, as small as it is, 1.3k ahead, you have that minor upper hand, and then you just go in with the team fighting power that the lineup brings you. So it's up to Team Vamos to kind of catch up here. They've got their first items locked in. I mean, even here for Chibi, you know, he's had a rough start on the Suyo, but he's at least kind of building up, getting to where he needs to be, because he's going to have to be the one to kind of bob and weave in and out of these fights and rely on Smooth and maybe even Zorn, and to an extent Warlord, depending on what ultimate Warlord is going to take from RQ Hoshi. And there's a couple good options over here to actually go ahead and copy with that Valentina. So this last turtle comes up. See if Team Vamos can actually secure the 3 for 3. As RQ once again gets in position. Both junglers kind of just staying on that bottom side, clearing that out. And they'll rely on the roamers to start things up here. Smooth up on the front side.
Purify baited out.
Zorn
goes over to Kundo. Will be caught on the back spot. Way the Dragon, but it's only on towards Tyrant, who has revitalized. Someone in the back line. Edok gets in. 3-man don't run. Wolf King. Nets goes over to Zaman. Force down Skylar, trying to cut away. Skylar able to flicker up to safety, but Smooth goes in and finds the Raging Sandstorm. Sutsujin in the midst of it all. Tempest ablaze, running away. Nets trying to get the last synchro fish. Tyrant getting slashed down. Looking to play, but Warlord claims the kill. At Team Vamos, they should be able to go 3 for 3 on the neutral objective.
Uno, dos, tres, vamos, vamos, vamos. They get 3 kills, they get 3 turtles. They win that fight. All in exchange for nothing there for RRQ Hoshi. So great switch of momentum. You know, just when you thought maybe they have the advantage with actually fighting, they had a minor lead, they had a couple items on both crucial heroes and lanes here, but it's Team Vamos that comes out with the better fight. Again, it all comes down to what angle does Smooth and Zorn set things up for the team, and that's exactly what they have to do. It was nice too because Warlord, he was very patient on when he actually initiated into the fight with the beacon that he took from Rins. So great usage of just the timings and the ultimates here for Team Vamos. Now it's up to RRQ to go ahead and kind of adjust from that. They did lose all 3 turtles. They're not too far behind though. They actually can still contest for that Lord when it does come up in about a minute from this point. So now the question is, does RRQ focus somewhere else? Do they actually go ahead and try to get some of the pressure down? If that's the tier 1s, start knocking in the mid lane or the bottom lane, or maybe go for a pickoff. The problem is, who do you pick off from here? Who are you actually going to be able to zone in and take out from Team Vamos before the Lord take?
I think at this point, you really can't look for the pickoffs here for RRQ, right? They have the Ruby, but I don't know about the instant damage, the instant one-shot here. I don't think they have the instant kill button just yet, right? I don't think Skylar's built enough to actually one-shot some people. So for RRQ, it's really just team fight based right now. They have to wait for the team fights. They have to wait for a big combo to land, whether it's from Dyron, Edoc, and for sure they need the purple buff on Sutsujin.
There's a kick.
Wait the dragon. Raging Sandstorm over only to Dyron though. Sutsujin trying to go in. That's a stun as well. Comes the blades from Sutsujin. Going for the Divine Blades as well. Now Edoc terrified in. Good disengage for Team Vamos. They really want to contest this purple buff, but RRQ Hoshi will be able to secure the purple buff.
That's just a whole lot, man. I mean, if you think about it, Team Vamos utilizing a lot in that fight where a lot looked like it was happening, but then nothing actually capitalized off it. So ultimately you go, now stall things out. You wait for some of those ultimates to come back up. They've got nearly all the battle smells except for Smooth. He doesn't have his. 2 items also being picked up here on both sides. Even defensively now for Edoc, you know, he's got the Antique Harass now available. Skylar just got the BO3, and Smooth just picked up his next item too. So leading into this is going to be an all-out team fight, man. This is what you expect for the First Lord to break out, with Team Vamos having a little bit of lead, but so far showing that their team fighting is going to be a little bit more troublesome for RRQ Hoshi to deal with. Lord started up. It's less than half health. They're going to have to force the fight. Sutsujin joining the fight here.
Zorn taken out before the fight even starts. AOG stolen. Warlord goes in over to Edoc. It's a flicker around. AOG Raging Sandstorm connecting over the to Dyron. GB going to win out the red tree battle. Taps the blaze over to Smooth. That's a knockup and the kill. Sutsujin picking it up. Skylar gunning them down slowly but surely. GB escaping, and they got the Lord. So who won that trade? 2-for-1 special. GB.
GB in trouble. Is he going to be able to escape? Taking a couple shots from the Rhapsody, looking to clean up. Skylar, does he have enough rage to goes in? Flickers in! And Skylar will get the kill.
The Rhapsody from Skylar gets the kill, and RRQ surely now get the dub in that trade. 3 kills for the Lord, and this Lord advantage is impossible for Vamos to capitalize on. It'll be RRQ who should be able to clear it for free.
I'm actually surprised. I was expecting
there's
Team
a tier
Vamos.
2.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a tier 2. I was expecting Team Vamos to actually just like survive a little bit longer from that, but then, you know, great response from RRQ Hoshi. So ultimately they at least hold on to the majority. It could have been way worse for RRQ Hoshi, but you can see this, taking a look at the items too. You're still playing some catch up with Nets, still working on that Holy Crystal. He's about 1,500 down in gold. So that could play a part in this. All the fight for the orange buff right now. They're going to get control of it once again, and still it's RRQ Hoshi. They whittled down that gold lead, as small it was. Oh, Chibi.
It's 1v1. Taps the blade. GB still able to escape. Sutsujin gets the solo kill assassination against 3 members that were corralling over.
That's finesse, man. You know, Chibi's been having a difficult time, is an understatement right now. 0-4, and now they're going to be holding on to the mid lane, but this is the pressure from RRQ now as they go and take the tier 2 in the mid, knowing that the jungler of Team Vamos is down and out of the picture. Finally, Nets getting the Holy Crystal, so that's going to help some of the power spike now for this Harith. But still, the question is, how are they going to actually get favorable team fights when jungler is lost in a 1v1, and it's still the same thing? You know, there's still the same thing they have to rely on, which is Smooth and Zorn. But even Zorn, he's having a little difficulty. This is all the reason why when that Ruby pick came up, you can see how difficult it is to actually get those pickoffs now with the Cho. And so far, another turret goes down. The gold lead grows. Here's a conceal, though. They're going to make a play.
Dyron caught all alone. Way of the dragon, and you can see the burst. Instant kill.
Couldn't even jump.
Nope. No AOG. Purple buff.
Purple buff to fight for it.
Oh, Sutsujin still securing it.
Just kind of swoops on in. Of course, gets a Rechi. He needs this, though. And he's been pretty confident throughout the game, so that'll keep them there. But still, this is what we expect. You know, some of these exchanges, some of these pickoffs, if you will, even utilizing the conceal. But nonetheless, it's still going to break out into a full fight for that Lord once Dyron's up. You know, he doesn't have the Revitalize just yet. Should kind of stall things out. Warlord still holding on to the beacon. And we'll see this time around, Team Vamos, if they can secure the Lord again. They've been doing good on the objectives, but they need to be able to actually withstand some of that overloaded damage being thrown at them and get the setup in their favor. Because right now, Lord is up. You can already see RRQ getting in position. Might force a fight. They know that Sutsujin was up top.
Wave is dragging. Oh, that's an I'm offended. Skylar's able to flicker out to safety now. It's going to be time to blaze over the Nets. He should be seen. Sutsujin claiming the 2 blades. Meanwhile, on the back, Skylar dealing with them. Chibi still there. Warlord gets the shutdown on Sutsujin. It'll be a 3-4-1. RRQ Hoshi will set their sights on their first neutral objective.
They're going to go ahead and just start it up. You know, who cares if our jungler is down? We'll secure this if we can, but look what's happening. Team Vamos, they know what's up. Chibi might try to get, but he's going to get zoned out. Tyrant and Edok.
They're
going to grab him.
Versus Chibi, Revitalize versus Chibi. Skylar gets the Lord. No way they read this out.
Warlord, he's got to go back.
Okay, he gets out.
He's patient.
Warlord, he has the Crimson Beacon. That's a Purify over from Rins. Warlord goes and escapes with the Crimson Beacon.
That's War. I mean, he gets the Purify out, you know, at least, so good, but good patience there and really able to go ahead and stay disciplined through it. But yeah, nonetheless, Lord taken. So now RRQ. We saw just how decisive the team fights are. Even when you think Team Vamos would be okay to fight, they just get collapsed on. And then next thing you know, 2-3 members are already down. So playing into this, Susujin also picking up the Malefic Roar now before this push in. You can still see both junglers. They might go in a 1v1 again, trying to maintain that wave in the bottom lane while the Lord meets up in the mid, charges on in, into the base turret. Edok.
Just with the I'm offended. Oh, forcing the defensive raging Sandstorm. Susujin. Top of the blaze over the nets. Good Purify out. Susujin zoning them in the back as Skylar just guns them down. Chibi jumps in. Zorn, way the dragon, over to Dyron, only the tank now caught as well. Dyron pops into the AOG, but it's not going to be in time. Deleted off of the Land of Dawn. 2 base turrets though for RRQ, and they'll be happy with it.
That's all they're going to get. Again, a lot of this back and forth, even utilizing the ultimates to set things up, but ultimately Team Vamos is not able to get a team fight in their favor just yet. Maybe if they buy a little more time, another few minutes, you can see the Divine Glaive just being picked up here too by Warlord. But even with that, RRQ Hoshi staying disciplined as ever. They'll get the 2 base turrets. They still have that 1 to get down on the bottom lane. Now for Team Vamos, as they reset, they get kind of recalibrated here. They might look to make a conceal play again. It seems like that's been the trend for them. You know, if they have a conceal available, then they might try to set things up, at least forcing out maybe a Revitalize or a Purify to have favor for the next objective. See Halbert also locked in here now too to deal with some of that healing that's going on when that Revitalize is popped and everything else. So interestingly enough, as it has been for RRQ Hoshi to get these wins in the team fights, they're not massively ahead. Team Vamos has done a decent job at keeping things from getting out of control. We've seen so many matches where the snowball builds up into, you know, a point where there's no return almost. But now Team Vamos in a position where they bought themselves some time. They have a lot of space that they still need to work against, you know, especially in terms of the fact that 2 base turrets are down. But this is where we see those defensive items start to come into play too. Rose Gold Meteor now picked up by Skylar here to help with some of that magic damage thrown at him.
You can see Susujin just trying to delay as long as possible here for the purple take. He wants to have it when they fight for the Lord, so he's just waiting for a few more seconds before he gets it. Lord is coming down to, what is that, 10 seconds? Yeah, 10 seconds now, and that's when Susujin decides to actually go for it. So he'll have the purple buff for quite a while now. They actually pop in. Whoa, Dyron caught all alone. That's not a good move. He gets picked off. Edok goes in for the conceal. They try to go for something back there without Dyron. 38 seconds. Those are some long timers. Zorn. Pull back as well, but I'm offended. Another pullback. Zorn very low. Sky Piercer to take him down. Susujin stunned up. Time of the blaze. Still able to run away. Dodging away from it. Raging Sandstorm with the flinker. Oh, Susujin bites the immortality. Now Net's walking up. Synchro Vision. Last base gonna take him down. Warlord goes in. That's a stun and a shutdown for Chibi. Only Rins left standing. Edok will be slain. That's a 4-for-2 trade.
And there's a win that Team Vamos needed in the team fight. They made it happen. First, they crashed down on Dyron. They felt good, but then Zorn gets taken down too, but they fight the fight. And Team Vamos now in a position to secure this Lord. Maybe they can use this to utilize to march into the base of RRQ. Again, they still have multiple turrets to work against, and managing the waves pushing in. That's a Lord secured for Team Vamos. That's exactly what they needed in that team fight. Now, can this be enough to start getting in those base turrets from RRQ Hoshi? Knocking on the Kingdom walls here is what they have to do with this.
Let's take a look at the instant replay to see exactly what happened. Dyron was down. RRQ Hoshi, did they force the fight from Team Vamos? They went out to Zorn, they got the Sky Piercer, but I think they stayed way too long. That was a phenomenal catch from Chibi, getting the stun, and then obviously the pull from Smooth, the Raging Sandstorm. It was a great immortality buy for Susujin, but then Warlord just jumps in and everybody collapsed together.
Yeah, that was about as smooth as a setup that you can get with a Khalid like that from Smooth. And so with this, Lord still in the mid lane, pushing in. You can see some of the cutting going on from Susujin down on the bottom. They're going to rely on that 4-man defense for now while they try to manage that push in the bottom side. Team Vamos says they get prepped up and ready. Lord's going to go in.
Zorn taunted up. Not a kite. Oh, Edok gets them offended. Over to a lot of members. GB with Soul Severed. Susujin recalling back to base. Jumps into the midst of it all. Now Terrence of Blades finding the kill. AOG to the back as well. Susujin getting the pick in the back line. That's a winner crown for Warlord. GB jumps in as well. That's even a mortality. He claims kill spree. He's running for his life. There's a minion wave up top. But RRQ Hoshi wants to continue the chase. Diamond trying to find Smooth. He will be able to spot Smooth, and Smooth okay. Decides to actually sacrifice himself over pinning out the flicker from Skylar too.
Wow.
Diamond will have to buy enough time. Will have to try to stop the recall from Smooth.
And Smooth is just going to roll on out, man.
It's Smooth.
It's Smooth with it. He's going to get back to base, and Chibi trying to just delay this push from the minion wave.
Immortality almost popped in. He don't want to go. That was a prediction onto the dash. Chibi low. Last shot. Rins is going for the kill. Chibi shut down by Skylar. Smooth, the only left member standing, goes to the Raging Sandstorm. Rins is able to space away, and Skylar gets a double. Nets and Zorn respawning back in the game.
They bought enough time for them. They should just clear this wave, but talk about effort from Smooth and Chibi to stay in the game 20 plus minutes in. Great chance for them. They can still stay together. You know, they're, what, half a minute away from being up here. So is the Lord. So Team Vamos, based off that, will stay in the game as RRQ Hoshi gets ready to go for the next objective here. They still want that bottom turret.
Mounting in another siege. Dyron going to the bottom lane. That's the mortality buy from Skylar. He goes over to gun down as well. Great. AOG over the Nets. He has to Purify. Warlord gun down, taken out by Dyron. Purify from Nets. He's going in for some damage. Skylar will be able to space away in time. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Zorn confident as a Blades. He will be taken out. RRQ Hoshi with a wipeout and a game 1 win.
Great effort from Team Vamos, but it will not be enough to withstand the march in from the Kingdom. RRQ Hoshi takes the game at 21-12. Very disciplined performance from RRQ Hoshi to keep things together, but almost for Team Vamos. We'll see if they can adjust from that, but I'm sure you guys have a lot to say about this game number 1.
Thank you very much.